Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I left no time for introductions, so I'm just going to get right into it. I'm using the Cella Beauty Tantalizing Taupe Cream for my brows after I spoolied them out. And I will just go along the edges of my eyebrows and then fill them in. I fast forwarded most of it because man, do I take forever filling in my eyebrows, especially right now that I have quarantine caterpillars for eyebrows. I just wanted to just fast forward as much of that as possible because this is probably like a couple seconds in the video that took me like about 15 minutes. And even then I felt like I could have touched up on them here and there. What I'm going to do next is carve out my brows with the Age Rewind corrector in the shade Ivory. And I'm going to be using the Alamar flat brush. I guess you can call it a packing brush. But yeah, I'm going to be using those two products to shape out my eyebrows. I start with the underbrow and then I will just blend it out and then I'll go above my brow and carve that part out, and then you'll just see the rest. I'll just keep doing that and try to blend it out. But yes, it will look crazy. It will look uglier before it gets prettier, and that's probably going to be with most of my looks, because if you're new to makeup, it is a process, let me tell you. Whenever I was learning about makeup, I didn't realize how much effort and time went into creating a look if you weren't going to just do like an everyday basic look. So yeah, I bought my concealer at Walmart, and then this brush came in a trio set, and I got them in my BoxyCharm, and I do love these brushes. I love the Alamar brushes. That these are volume 1. What do you call it? She's come out with so much since I've received these brushes, and I will say I would love to try more of her products. I've gotten these set of brushes, and I've also tried her volume 1 palette, and since then she's come out with so much, and I really would like to try it. If anybody else has tried any of her products, leave it in the comments down below which you would recommend me get next. So I should be finishing up sometime soon. I believe next I'm just going to use my Real Technique sponge to blend it all out. And then I will have to set it. So let's just be patient and watch that, because I am obviously not patient enough to let you guys see what I'm going to do next. Here we are using the mini James Charles palette. I had the original, but it was just way too big for me that I ended up selling it. This brush is the Luxie brush. I believe that is a 207 medium angled shading brush, but I usually use this brush for my translucent or white eyeshadow. To just, anytime I put concealer or a liquid, I like to go over it with a powder before I add another powder. But yeah, that's what I'm doing there. I hope you guys are doing well during this whole quarantine. It's really driving me nuts. This next, well, the first brush I'm going to be using is a 121 mini tapered brush, again by Luxie. I got the every brush I feel like I'm using besides that first Luxie brush, I've gotten in my BoxyCharm. The first Luxie brush I got was in like a Ipsy I got I don't know how many years ago. This first shade that I'm putting down a little above my crease is, where are you? Well, actually the shade that I used all over my lid was Flashback, and this one I believe is the shade Brother. And if you didn't notice, I pointed it out, like exactly which shade, in case you don't have the palette and you're just wondering what the shade is. That's what it is. But yeah, I pack it on and it does look fairly dark, but once I pack it on, I blend it out, and then you'll see as the color dispersed, it does get lighter. And I like to carry this shade a little high because whenever I cut my crease, I use my lid and I just look up to use as a guideline of where the crease I want it to be, because my natural crease is pretty low and I feel like you wouldn't be able to tell if I had my eyes open, whereas keeping my crease higher, you're able to see that I did a cut crease. The next shade I'm going to be using in my crease is the shade Cola. I pointed at it again because I wasn't sure if I pointed at the correct shade the first time, but I did. So I'll keep this one, like I said, in my crease. I won't drag it as high out. I will drag it a little higher because I want the first shade and the second shade to blend together. And I do take my time blending. Sometimes even then I feel like I could blend more. But if I just keep blending until I'm like 100% satisfied, I'll be blending until 2021. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I try to zoom into my eyes more since I'm focusing on my eyes. But if you prefer that next time I just show my whole face the entire time, you can also leave that down below. Now I'm going to be using Spooky and my outer V to give it more of a smoky look. Spooky and smoky. You guys can also tell me if you would prefer I do my eyeshadow looks, or I wouldn't say tutorials, because I don't feel like I'm qualified enough to say that I'm teaching you how to do makeup. Instead, I like to label these as get readies with me. So if you would prefer me do a get ready with me live, or if you want it filmed like how this is, and I just do it while, like, explain it while I'm doing it, or if you like a voiceover like this. So as you can tell, I'm gonna show you exactly what I was talking about earlier. I'm using the same flat brush, and I placed the concealer on my lid, and then I looked up to find the guideline for my crease. As you can see, it's way higher than my natural lid, and that's what I like, because like I said, then you can see exactly what shades I have on my lids. And I don't even know if everybody knows that technique, but for me, that technique of putting the concealer on my lids and then looking up to create a guideline has really helped me out. Now I'm going to be using Flashback to set it again. And you could also leave your eyeshadow this way, where you just have like a little hint of blue with a smoky outer V, and leave the white shade in the middle. But spoiler alert, I'm not going to be doing that. So as I blend this out, we're moving on to my next shade. I'm going to be using Hello for my lid. It is a beautiful light blue looking shade that has a slight shimmer to it. Now, if I didn't get rid of almost my entire collection, I probably would have added some glitter as well to the lid to give it that much more shine, because I feel like glitter just makes everything look super cute. I went in with my finger first, as I feel like the colors come off more while using your finger, but I do use the brush to get close to the crease line that I made. And I'll go back with the brush and blend the black and the blue together. For eyeliner, I'm using the Hank & Henry liquid eyeliner in Blickety Black, which I also got in a BoxyCharm a lot of my items came from BoxyCharm. If you get BoxyCharm, I feel like BoxyCharm has been going more towards skincare and less towards makeup, and I personally don't like that. Like, I got BoxyCharm to build up my makeup collection, and I love getting different kinds of makeup, whereas we're getting a lot of skincare now, and I feel like that is just, like, if I have too much skincare, I have to cancel because I'm not going to be changing up my skincare regimen every time we get a new product. So I just curled my lashes and used the Grand Drama Intense Thickening Mascara with castor oil, and that was in the shade black. And then I added my lashes, and when I added my lashes, there was like this little bump in my wing that I did not like, and I didn't even notice it. So I followed with the rest of the concealer I had and put it underneath my eye and set it with the CoverGirl, let's see, what is it? The CoverGirl Loose Powder in 105 Translucent Fair. Now I'm going back under my eye with the 111 Mini Flat Angled Brush and using the shade Playground. And then after the light blue shade, I'm going to grab the 141 Mini Round Brush. And using a darker shade, the darker shade Cola, closer to my waterline, to kind of give it like a under eyeliner look without using an eyeliner. And then lastly, I will be using the shade, oh, I didn't write that shade down, but I used the light shimmer shade in the James Charles palette, the lightest one, to highlight the inner corner of my eye and the arch of my brows. And then this is, you can see in the picture what I tried to correct, and then I actually made it worse. But then I redeemed myself. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos like this.